Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a new pick a card reading, but before we hop into it, I wanted to give a huge shout out to today's video sponsor, which is Keen. You guys know that I love Keen, and if you have not heard of them before, they're essentially an online psychic network full of psychics and spiritual advisors that are there to answer your life's questions. A couple of the things that I really love about Keen is that they are super flexible, so no matter where you live in the world, no matter what time it is, you could log on to Keen and browse through hundreds of different psychics that are online, and they all have different price ranges, and you can also choose your method of contacting a psychic, and you can also choose how long you want to spend with a psychic. So it is super flexible, which is one of the main reasons why I love Keen. So whether you are interested in finding out more about your love life, your career, or any other aspect of life, Keen is a great resource to check out. My personal experience with Keen has been great so far. I've had some really accurate readings on there that have predicted a lot about significant people that I'll meet in my life, as well as career things that were totally in alignment with certain things that I was feeling as well. So that was a really cool experience. And if you are interested in giving Keen a try, you can head to my link trykeen.com/gem to get your first 10 minutes for only $1.99. And again, that is trykeen.com/gem to get your first 10 minutes for only $1.99, which can be over $99 in savings. So I highly recommend taking advantage of that deal. All that info will also be linked down below for easy access. And again, a huge thank you to Keen for sponsoring today's video. I'm sending you so much love. And without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into today's pick a card reading. Hello my loves, what is up? What is going on? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a new pick a card reading, and this one is all about your December 2022 month ahead prediction. Very excited to get into it with you and see what the month of December has in store for you. If you are new to these videos, I'm going to give you a quick little explanation about how they work. So as you can see, there are 4 different groups in front of me. We have group number 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you can take a moment, pause the video if you would like, in order to find the pile that you are the most drawn towards. Then once you're done choosing your pile, you can then scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that's linked to your specific card, and then you can skip ahead and watch your personal reading for the month of December. So with that being said, if you like to choose with crystals on the cards, if you feel like that helps you, then let's go ahead and pop some crystals on these cards. All right, my loves, if you like to choose with crystals, here are our crystal options. So over on group number 1, we have some yellow azurite. Then group number 2, we have some aventurine. Group 3 is some rose quartz. And then group number 4 is some moon quartz. So take a moment, pause the video if you would like, in order to find the pile that you are the most drawn towards. Then once you're done choosing your pile, you can then scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that's linked to your specific card. And then you can skip ahead and watch your personal reading all about your next month. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop right into today's video. All right, so group number 1, if you chose this pile, then this is going to be a reading, so let's get right into it. Okay, so group 1, the first 2 cards that we have for you is Lunar Queen and then Healing the Divine Masculine. What these 2 cards represent together is that the month of December for you is going to be about balancing your productivity with your relaxation. Some of you may be like way too off in one of these directions, because the Lunar Queen is actually very much the opposite. She's almost like the divine feminine energy, whereas this is the divine masculine, and you're healing the divine masculine. So some of you may be overproductive. You may push yourself way too hard. Or some of you may also be the opposite of that, where maybe you find it hard to get productive. Maybe you find it hard to take action on your desires, etc., etc. You know, so there is some sort of imbalance between your masculine and feminine energies here, and it looks like you're going to be healing the divine masculine. So either we have a lack of the divine masculine, which is the action taker, or we are overabundant with our masculine energy and we are being way too productive. But it looks like the month of December is all about balancing for you. You're going to be focused on, you know, getting enough relaxation, and while also putting enough effort in, but this is also putting in conscious effort to what it is that you desire. So rather than being overly productive and pushing yourself way too hard to do an ungodly amount of tasks, this is about getting really in tune with what am I truly capable of? What is worth my time and attention versus, how can I also balance this with enough relaxation and regenerative, kind of recuperative energy, some of that restorative energy, which is that divine feminine where we, relax, we sink into our more sensual self, we enjoy ourselves, because that, when you have that in balance, when you have these two energies in balance, you'll notice that you are more productive than ever and you get things done much more efficiently because you have enough energy and enough, time to recuperate and relax in order to move forward with all the more action kind of stuff. Does that make sense? It's kind of like this is the recharging energy and this is the actual let's go, let's utilize our energy type of energy. And when we have these in balance, we never run out of battery. We feel like we can keep going and going and going because it's in balance. We're plugging our phone in at night, it's getting recharged, we take it out in the morning, we utilize it during the important parts of our day, it never fully runs out of battery, then we plug it in again at night, it recharges, and it never dies. It never reaches burnout, right? So it's getting these two things in balance, right? So if some of you have been finding it hard to get productive, this is about healing that divine masculine energy to where we are doing things, visualizing things to where we build up that inspiration. And sometimes this just takes willpower, right? Sometimes the divine masculine is also just the willpower of I have to do this, let's do it, let's push through on it. Or it's vice versa, because there's an imbalance here in some type of way. I hope I'm making sense right now. I'm kind of speaking to two different kind of groups of people in this reading. For one, the groups of people that maybe find it hard to get motivated versus the group of people that are overly pushing themselves and need more relaxation. Either way, December's about balancing these two things out. I'm sure you can figure out how that applies to you, but December will be about balancing these two energies to where we get enough relaxation, but we're also still being productive and moving forward on the things that we truly need to move forward on. So it looks like December is going to be super great because you are balancing out all of these energies. So it's going to be great. Then let's get into our next few cards. So we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Five of Wands here. The Wheel of Fortune, you're definitely going to be shifting a lot of your life in the month of December. The Wheel of Fortune can talk about how different events have accumulated in our life and led us to kind of this turning point. So December will be a turning point for a lot of you where you're no longer going to want to go into the new year being the same way that you have been. I feel like you're really cutting ties and ending cycles and ending patterns and beginning new ones. There could even be a new habit that you pick up in the month of December as well. The Wheel of Fortune can sometimes talk about new habits that we begin implementing in our life. And with the Five of Wands being reversed as well, it looks like you are sort of turning the wheel on things where you used to maybe get competitive against yourself or even kind of work against yourself. There's been an energy where things have been kind of clashing. And it could be this, finding time for relaxation versus finding time to be productive type of energy. Those two were clashing. You're learning how to work this wheel to find balance. You're learning how to properly kind of schedule certain things in order to stay in balance. You've been growing, my love, and there's been moments where I feel like you have been greatly in balance in this last year, but then moments where maybe that kind of wasn't working out so well, and it's because you've been growing, you've been shifting, you've been changing. There's been new things that you've been inclined to start doing. There's been all sorts of new stuff that comes up, right? And you're kind of learning how to better navigate things in the month of December. The Wheel of Fortune, it's kind of like the wheel of a ship right here. You're learning how to navigate to your, ultimate destination. You're learning how to do that. But it's going to take the balance of rest, relaxation, and also the balance of productivity, right? And you, I think, are going to be getting a lot more rest in the month of December. I'm also hearing that you're taking like I'm hearing like a week off or something like that in the month of December, which a lot of us usually get that anyway because it's around the holiday times. But I'm hearing for you, there's actually this energy of like, I'm fully going to just like shut off, like, all the different obligations or requests or other things. And I'm hearing like getting some time off where you genuinely actually are taking time off. And then I'm also hearing that there's going to be like an inspiration to really start to kind of plan out the new year, especially around the end of December, which, again, a lot of people do that around that time, but I'm just hearing that in this reading when I'm looking at this Healing the Divine Masculine and the Lunar Queen. I'm just feeling this sort of like energy where you're going to be inspired to take action, but in a very healthy way in the new year. And it's this turning point. You're literally steering your ship in a new direction because there's like a new destination that you're wanting to reach. And you're going to feel out exactly how to reach that, okay? So then the next two cards, we also have the Seven of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is being reversed here. It's very interesting. We have two sevens. Sevens are higher learning, and they can indicate like spiritual awakenings and things like that. So some of you may be going through like another spiritual awakening of some kind where you're just like learning a lot about yourself, learning a lot about life and the world. You might be getting big epiphanies or other things like that. The Seven of Wands, though, some of you have felt bombarded by the amount of things or tasks on your plate. Some of you maybe felt like everybody is asking something of you, and it's almost like you couldn't take time for yourself because there's constantly always something that needs to be done. There's constantly always something that, needs your attention. And maybe when it comes to working on your own stuff, maybe that's been like put on the back burner for some time because there's all these other things that are like, I need your attention, I need your attention, I need you for this, and oh, you need to be here at this time for this appointment, and this and this and this, There's been a lot of things kind of coming up at you, and I really feel like you're kind of like turning things. You're turning things around. You're kind of taking this Five of Wands energy and this Seven of Wands energy, and you're like, turning it into a new direction. It's like, okay, we can't keep going like this anymore because it's not working. Like, let's shift this around. In December, I really think you're going to be shifting things around greatly, and they're going to be working for you much better. And I think you're also going to be revising a lot of things. The Seven of Pentacles being reversed talks about revision. When we look at why haven't certain things been growing, certain things that you've been putting a lot of effort into maybe haven't been as fruitful as you hoped that they would be. And in the month of December, I really see you shifting these things and also kind of observing and learning kind of why they haven't been growing the way that they need to. So it's sort of like having a plant, and say you buy a plant and then you have it for like 6 months and you're like, it hasn't even sprouted one new leaf, like what's going on here? But then maybe you research more about it online and you're like, oh, it needs to be on a west-facing window where it gets more sunlight, or, oh, I've been overwatering it, or, oh, it needs more fertilizer or whatever. Like, it's kind of like learning those types of things. Like, why hasn't it been as fruitful? And trust me, there's always a reason why certain things are not as fruitful as maybe you have hoped. And I'm really seeing in the month of December for you, you're going to be sort of evaluating and seeing why certain things haven't been as fruitful, and it's going to make a lot of sense to you. It's all of a sudden going to be like a light bulb going off, like, oh, I see. And I think for a lot of you, it's because of this bigger theme that we have going on here. It's this bigger theme of, are we giving ourselves enough of a break in between all of our productivity? Or, are we giving ourselves and scheduling off enough time so that we can actually work on the things that we desire to work on? There could be like epiphanies that you're getting, for example. There could be like visions that you're getting. The Lunar Queen can talk about visualizing and fantasizing about certain ideas and things like, oh, I could do that, or oh, I could do this. But then sometimes when it comes to taking action on it, we're like, okay, but I don't really have time for that in my current schedule because we're so used to doing like all the other stuff that's going on. And it's almost like you're a little bit drowning in all the other things that are kind of going on right now. you know, all those other things are maybe sort of taking over a little bit to the point where we're a little bit overwhelmed and we're like, okay, but how do I find time for these new ideas because I'm currently overwhelmed with the other stuff. And I'm really seeing this whole like pivot. It's a pivotal moment in December where you're like, okay, we're going to shift this because we need to make time and room for the new self, the new you. And I really see you visualizing a lot about this new you. And I'm really seeing this like birth of a new you, where it's not just going to be a visualization anymore. It's going to be something you're actually fully taking action on. And I'm really seeing like around mid-December is when this new you starts to really gain momentum, and you're going to start really taking off in this new direction as this new you. So that is looking great so far. Group number 1, let's go ahead and see what else we get for you. So group 1, month of December. Let's see, we have intuition. A lot of you have been feeling things like psychically. This can also be connected to the double number 7s that we have, which talk about a lot of like spiritual awakening, psychic intuition, and so does the Lunar Queen. So there's a lot of kind of like spiritual awakening sort of energy. And I'm really feeling this sort of like feeling as if you are going to be sensing a lot of this new you that you want to kind of become in the new year. And then there's going to be a lot of like visions that I think you're getting, whether it's just like you in your own imagination or just visions that are kind of coming to you as downloads or epiphanies. Oh, and then we have the I Am Balance card. I mean, that one fits in with this reading so well. I think you're going to be balancing a lot of different aspects and areas of your life. So I think this goes beyond just relaxation versus productivity. I think there's going to be more balance in a lot of areas. So for example, some of you may feel like, oh, I need more balance in my life. Instead of always watching TV every night, maybe I want to read a book some of the nights. Or, you know, instead of always feeling like, you know, we have to constantly live for other people, maybe we're wanting to balance that out and be like, you know, sometimes I need to live for myself a little bit. You know, there's balance in all different aspects happening for you in the month of December that I think you're going to be really seeing and realizing and wanting to make changes on in this next month. So there's going to be balance all around for you, and I really think you're going to be entering the new year as like a whole new version of yourself that's way more in tune and in balance with what it is that you desire. So let's go ahead and see some more information for your month of December. What else is going to be happening for my group 1s? The month of December for my group 1s. I'm seeing this new year. I think you're going to accomplish a lot. I'm just getting like a couple of sort of messages for you for the new year. So even just beyond the month of December, but it's connected to the month of December because it's connected to these changes that you're going to be making, all these pivots, the way that you're going to be steering your ship in the month of December. Even if it doesn't feel like insanely big or significant that month, I really think it's sort of, you know, it's like a little tiny stream that's beginning, that's about to widen and become like a whole flowing river throughout the rest of the year. So even if it feels like small changes at first in the month of December, whether it's just these small little ideas, these are actually going to grow and become a lot bigger in the new year. And just wait to see what happens, because I'm getting a lot of really great feelings for you for the new year regarding all these changes that you're going to be making during the month of December. And it is going to feel really good as you start to gain momentum on those ideas. We also have inspiration coming through. So a lot of you, I think, whatever it is that you're imagining or visualizing is going to be giving you a lot of motivation and inspiration. And we also have fertility. This card indicates that there's a lot of potential within your ideas. Like, they're very fertile. They're very able to grow into more. So whatever it is that you're going to be doing and working on has a lot of potential to become something a lot bigger, which is kind of exactly what we were just sort of touching on. It's almost like you are making the fertile egg in the month of December, and then it's going to be growing and kind of becoming something more, blooming, blossoming through the rest of the year. So that one is pretty dang cool to be coming up right now. Looks like that is a big confirmation that whatever it is you're doing in the month of December is going to be paying off greatly. We also have a couple cards that just fell on the floor, but we have versatility coming up. So a lot of you are adapting to change. There's going to be some change for you in the month of December. And this is versatility to your new self and your new schedule as well. It almost like needs some versatility in order to, in order for you to kind of make these changes. Change requires versatility. Otherwise, change ends up being chaos. But when we're very versatile, change can end up being something that's beautiful. Then the next two cards, the ones that fell on the floor here, we have Underworld. So if some of you feel like you've been sort of like deep within yourself lately, or even feeling like there's a lot going on internally for you, if you've been feeling like a heavy weight or a lot of pressure on yourself lately, Underworld talks about that pressure. But whenever there's pressure, it actually ends up being a good thing over time. Like, of course, we don't want to be under pressure all the time because that's like pretty difficult to live like that, and it's also not so good. But the pressure that you're going through right now is actually transforming you. It's almost like going through an alchemization process. So when you put something under intense pressure, when you put certain minerals under intense pressure, for example, they can end up crystallizing and literally becoming crystals, which is what this card kind of represents and shows. It's this woman becoming a gemstone. And so the month of December for you, kind of the pressure that you're going through right now, especially with that 5 of Wands and the 7 of Wands, that all talks about that pressure. Like, events coming at you, obligations, people needing you, this needing you, that needing you. Maybe constantly every time we feel like we're saving up money, maybe it's going out the other window and there's constantly a bill in the mail or something. Like, there's some sort of pressure that you've been going through lately, group number one. And the month of December is the accumulation of that pressure when it's going to begin molding you into the gemstone that you're kind of meant to be and meant to grow into this next year. And so this pressure is actually going to be a very beautiful and good thing over time. And it's not good to stay, again, in pressure for too long, but I also am hearing the release of pressure. It's like finally the crystallization moment is happening, and then that's going to be where you're feeling less pressure, because now you're kind of becoming the gemstone that you've been meaning to become. You know, it's solidifying. All of those things that once brought you pressure are now solidifying to where you are now this new person, but in a good way. It's not like those things are going to become permanent in your life. It's more like you're up leveling. Those things that were pushing pressure on you are causing you to up level and grow more, and you won't be feeling that pressure anymore, because it's almost like you're bursting out of the ground, you know? So then the next card that we have is Power. So a lot of that pressure, I think, for a lot of you is bringing you into your power. It's bringing you into a time where you're going to be able to sort of stand up for yourself more. You're going to have more energy, more motivation, and more kind of control over your life. Like this bear kind of shouting or roaring here, I feel like is you sort of stepping up to the plate and sort of really commanding your own energy and commanding what you want your life to be like, the direction of your life. So rather than spending energy on things that other people are like, oh, I need you for this, oh, I need you for that, blah, 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 all these things, you're like, no, I'm working on myself right now. Like, we're gonna do me now. You're gonna be the leader of your own story, woo! So that's basically kind of the energy that is gonna be coming in for you in this next month. So we're going to now take our zodiac sign dice. Where is it? I have 2 of them here. So we're going to roll 2 of these zodiac sign dice twice to get the top 4 zodiac signs that are most likely going to be the most prominent in the month of December for you. So let's roll these and see what we get. These could also be a reflection of your own zodiac signs as well. So it could be other people in your life, or even a reflection of your own zodiac signs, sun, moon, or rising. So let's go ahead and see the top 4 zodiac signs. So the first 2, we have Libra and Gemini coming up. So Libra, Gemini energy as the first 2 zodiac signs. And then the next 2 we have Sagittarius and Aquarius. So Libra, Gemini, Sagittarius, and Aquarius energy for the month of December. Those are going to be the top 4 most common zodiac signs in your life during this next month, or again, they could even be a reflection of your own zodiac signs. And now let's go ahead and see any last information from Spirit for you. We have opportunities. So unfurl like a fern even without warm sunlight. So even though things may not be perfect quite yet, this is talking about unfurl like a fern even without that warm sunlight, even without, maybe the opportunity. This is about creating your own opportunities. Even if it doesn't feel perfect yet, even if it doesn't feel like the perfect time, let's go ahead and create the opportunities, because that's the only way that they're going to show up. And the only way to make the perfect time is to make it happen, to start right now, because that's you demanding, like, now is the perfect time, so I am starting right now. So this is about you kind of creating your own opportunities, which I really feel like is very relevant for you during the month of December. And also, look at my little hairband here. I was like sleeping with that on, and then I just ended up on my wrist this morning. And then we also have a forbearance. Do not be deterred by the thorn amidst the roses. So that is great advice, especially for you. So don't be deterred by the thorn amidst the roses. Don't be deterred by the pressure that may come along with the shifts that you're really trying to make. So if your vision looks so good to you and you really have this dream that you want to attain, or this shift that you want to make in your life, don't be deterred by the small thorns, that you may have to deal with along the way. The small little nuances, the annoying kind of like, but then I have to deal with this, or then I have to deal with that, or then people are going to say this about me, or then this, then that. It's like, let's just let it go. Don't be deterred by the thorn amidst the roses. Like, let's let all that go, right? That is our forbearance. So, my loves, group number 1, I hope you enjoyed this reading for the month of December for you. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up for me. Hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future, because I'd love to have you there. And hopefully I see you in my next one. Bye. All right, so group number 2, if you chose this pile, then this is going to be your reading for December. So let's get right into it. All right, so group 2, your month of December. We have Divine Guardian and Past Life, Present Power. One of the things that I'm noticing for you off the bat, this Divine Guardian, you're going to be divinely guided through the month of December, and there's a message for you that everything's going to be okay. And you are going to be safe. Everything is going to be fine. You're also being divinely guided to reach more of your potential and more of your power during the month of December. So there's going to be certain things coming up in this next month that are going to cause you to rise up and cause you to own more of your ability and of your power. I'm also hearing that time management is going to be something for you as well. So managing more of your time, getting more in balance with your time, and being able to kind of guide it and respect your time a lot more. So being the guardian of your time, being able to look at that and be like, you know what? There's certain things that maybe I don't want to spend my time doing. And then there's other things that you're like, yes, I do want to spend my time doing that. I'm really hearing you stepping up to be more of the guardian of your own time, paying attention to your watch, like, do I really have time for this versus do I not? Or how can I spend my time more wisely in order to complete the things that I really need to do? I'm also hearing that you are going to be scheduling things that you meant to finish a while ago. So past life, present power. There's things in the past for you. Maybe they're kind of in the recent past. Maybe they're in the longer past. Whatever the case may be, there's an energy here where you're going to really want to kind of wrap things up, especially because, it is the end of the year as well. And a lot of people around this time want to kind of complete all of the kind of goals that they said that they would do prior. And I'm seeing that for you, you're going to be sort of reaching into kind of those past things in order to wrap them up prior to the new year, and in order to kind of just complete things. There's an energy of completion and really wanting to just feel like you're getting ready for a fresh start. And a lot of you will be getting ready for a fresh start in this next year, and you're using kind of the power of the present moment to really finish things and really get things in order. I'm hearing that you're going to be getting your life in order during the month of December, but then there's this also just this message here of don't fear. Like, you're safe, you're okay. I don't know why that message is coming up right now. For some of you, that may be relevant in some way, shape, or form, but you're being divinely guided through this time and everything's gonna be fine. You're gonna come out of it on top. But I'm hearing that it could be like a busy month for you where you're gonna have to learn how to say no to certain things in order to complete what it is that you kind of, said that you were going to do. I'm also hearing that a lot of you are going to want to spend your time a little bit differently in this next month. So that'll be really interesting to see how that plays out for you as well. But I'm just definitely hearing that a lot of you are going to want to spend your time differently. And there's a lot of things that I really think you're going to be wrapping up so that it no longer has to haunt you. There's been maybe certain things that have been haunting you, like, oh, I have to do that. Oh, I still have to do that. Like, everything's going to be fine. I'm hearing that everything's going to be fine and you're going to be able to get it all done. So with that being said, let's get into our next few cards. The next two that we have is the Death card being reversed as well as the Hermit. So a lot of you, you're going deep within to kind of get things finished and done. The Death card being reversed talks about a big transformation, but when it's reversed, it can indicate that certain things are not completed yet and we need to finish up certain things in order to kind of go through our new transition and in order to kind of become our new self. So a lot of you, I feel like, are going to be wrapping up old tasks. There's old things that kind of weren't yet done that have maybe been kind of stopping or clogging your time schedule. Because imagine if there's like something that's really been like needing to get done, it almost like doesn't go through this other end, right? It ends up kind of clogging our time a little bit, because you can think about this bottom thing as the time that's passed and the things that are done and out of your way. And up here are all the things that still need to get done. If we allow too much stuff to accumulate up here, this whole area can get clogged, and then it feels like we're almost wasting our time, even though we're not. Like, I don't want to say that you're wasting your time at all, but it almost feels like, we're stuck. It feels like we're stuck. And it feels like we don't have any time to ourselves. And it feels like we can't really move forward. So if you want things to move forward again, we have to unstuck this area and we have to get the flow back going. And the way that we do that is by looking at, okay, what is clogging up my time schedule right now too much? And when we look at that, we're like, all right, I need to tackle that. Like, that's going to be the month of December for you, is tackling those things that have kind of been clogging up your time. And then it's going to allow you to make some big transformations in your life. The fact that we have the Death card being reversed, this is going to allow you to make a beautiful transformation in your life. I'm seeing this sense of freedom. I'm seeing you spreading your wings and being like, like it's finally feeling free to fly. There's that energy coming about in the new year for you, because the month of December is about kind of wrapping things up, completing those things that weren't yet done. And then we have that Hermit card. So I'm really seeing you saying no to certain things and really almost kind of going within and maybe hermitizing yourself a little bit in order to complete certain things. I'm also seeing you kind of taking a deeper look within and seeing, okay, what do I need to do right now in order to prepare for this new year, in order to prepare for something. I'm hearing that a lot of you are actually preparing for something. There's a big thing kind of coming up for you that you're preparing for in your life. This could be like, oh, I'm moving, or I'm making a big shift in my life. I think a lot of you are about to make a big shift, and I'm seeing that you're preparing for it. You're preparing for a transformation. The month of December, the transformation isn't quite happening in that month yet, but you're preparing for it. You're almost foreseeing like a big transformation that you're about to make. Maybe it's a transformation you're about to make in this next year. And so that you know, like, oh, there's certain things that I need to get done right now in order to prepare for that shift. So I'm definitely seeing that coming up too there. Then the next two cards that we have the Nine of Cups being reversed here. And then we have the Queen of Wands upright. So there is something that you're really setting your sights on. You're setting your sights on something, and you're wanting to reach it, but the only way to reach it is kind of this time management and handling certain things, wrapping certain things up is going to be how you're going to get to this new sort of vision that you're wanting to achieve. The Queen of Swords, or sorry, this is the Knight of Swords, actually. I don't know why I was seeing her as the Queen of Swords. Maybe there's kind of a dual energy going on over here, but the Knight of Swords is about acting quickly. I think a lot of you, there could have even been something that you procrastinated on that during the kind of December or end of December, you're gonna be like, oh, I gotta get my butt in gear. And the Knight of Swords is about acting very fast, acting very quickly. I'm also seeing you kind of cutting away certain things that are kind of holding you back a little bit, because the month of December for you is gonna be quite fast paced. And it's going to require a few kind of fast paced decisions where we're just I last minute need to cancel that because I need to do this, and this is gonna happen, and I need to do this, and this. There's gonna be a lot on your plate, and there could be some last minute things that you are canceling because there's other things that you kind of need to take care of, but it's all shifting you to a really good place. So I really think that you're almost guarding your time and energy, and that's why you're canceling certain things, because you're literally guarding your time and energy, because you know that there's certain things that you desire to focus on and that you kind of need to focus on. And so yeah, December is going to be kind of all about that kind of energy here. So let's go ahead and see what else we get for you, my beautiful group twos. It's also so interesting that you chose aventurine. I almost can't talk. Aventurine is really connected to the heart chakra. So I think a lot of you are sort of listening deeper to your heart. And some of you, I think also when you connect to your heart, things are going to make a lot more sense. So if you do feel kind of frantic in the month of December with a lot going on, remember to kind of sink back down into your heart, feel your heart, because your heart always guides you to the right place, right? Especially when we really, really listen to exactly the truth of our heart. You know, sometimes our brain and our heart can come up with all sorts of different things, but when we listen truly to our heart, a lot of the times, it'll give us the very correct intuitions on things. So aventurine can really talk about that. Also, aventurine talks about our career and our money. So some of you may also be trying to get things in order within your kind of career or within schooling, or within your finances as well, or within kind of other things that you need to sort of catch up on. And aventurine kind of helps us balance those things out. The heart chakra is the middle chakra that connects all of our physical, chakras to our metaphysical chakras. Our metaphysical chakras are the throat, the third eye, and the crown. And then our physical chakras are the solar plexus, sacral, and root, right? And then the heart is kind of the bridge between that. So you can think about the heart as the heart of manifestation almost. It helps us bring ideas into the physical world, right? So it's interesting as well that aventurine ends up on your group with that heart chakra energy, because it's kind of now almost, it's kind of almost like the bridge between this as well. It's sort of like this whole area. We're taking all of this and bringing it here. We're making it physical. All the things that we once thought of, all of our ideas, now we need to kind of bring them down here. What's clogging that? What's stopping that from happening? How can we get rid of all the blockages so that we can begin flowing again and bringing our ideas into the physical? How can we bring out and clear those blockages so that we can kind of take, all of our schedule and make it happen? So let's see what else we get for you. Lots of different sort of interesting correlations that are coming up in your reading. I like it. So group two, what else for group two during the month of December? What else is happening for group two in December? All right, we have spontaneous and intuitive creation. So a lot of you, there will be a lot of spontaneity. This one's very connected to that Knight of Swords energy, where things end up being quite spontaneous. We may spontaneously be like, you know what? I'm done procrastinating. I have some things I need to do. Let's go. Or you may even be noticing that you get spontaneous intuitive creation kind of at times where you're like, I was supposed to be doing this today, but I feel really spontaneously creative right now. I need to cancel all those old plans. I'm definitely hearing that there will be some no's that have to be thrown out during the month of December, just because there's going to be sort of spontaneous things happening for you. But they're all helping you sort of kind of clear past things that have needed to get done. It's also helping you clear maybe like an old version of you that maybe used to kind of procrastinate a lot. And finally, the energy is like, let's burst through, let's unclog this, let's start moving forward. I don't want to get clogged up again. I don't want to get backed up again. There's an energy of, I don't want to get backed up again. So I need to move forward. I need to act. So a lot of you are going to have a lot of spontaneous energy and a lot of energy where you're kind of just like deeply focused during this next month. Then we also have a Goddess of Oneness. I love this card because this is when you're very like self-focused, but not in a selfish way. It's kind of like focusing in on you, about how you can be your best version of you. And I really think you're connecting deeper to yourself, deeper to your heart. And a lot of you know that there are certain things that you need to get done in order to feel free, in order to feel like the best version of yourself. There's things that kind of have been weighing on you, that have been clogging up your time, that you know you need to eradicate in order to have a fresh beginning, in order to feel free. Like, this woman is free. I think there's going to be a lot of spontaneous energy in December to really wrap things up so that you can get your freedom back for the new year. And there's also kind of like, I'm hearing that there's going to be promises that you're making to yourself about sticking to a new way of being, to where you really guard your time and energy and you no longer kind of push it to the side. I feel like in the past, there's an energy of where we may have like been very lenient with our time and schedule, of like, oh, this came up, like, let me do that instead, and let me push this off again, and let me push that off again. And then it kind of accumulates to where we're like really kind of, it's stressing us and kind of weighing on us. I feel like there's almost like a promise to yourself of wanting to always feel this free. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of changes that you're making to your time and to your schedule in order to kind of feel this freedom more. Yeah, and I'm also hearing more self-care, like more focused on, does my heart really want to do that right now? You know, more focused on the balance. The heart is also the balance. So it's like, how can I balance this out? Maybe I need to reschedule certain things in order to make things flow better in my life. Like, this is about prioritizing. What do we value the most? What needs to get done the most, right? It's about prioritizing and putting value on certain things, which I think you're going to be able to do and be a lot more balanced in this next year moving forward. So let's go ahead and see what else we get for you. So group 2. It's interesting that you're also group 2 because that deals with opening up a new path and connecting to a new path. So a lot of you are kind of, you know, there's a fork in the road for a lot of you. It's like, here's our past self where our previous choices kind of led us, versus let's kind of make some new choices so that we can go in the direction that we really want to go in. So I think a lot of you are sort of taking on more kind of responsibility in December. I don't want to say taking on more responsibility, because it's not like you're taking on more, but it's kind of like you're being more responsible with what it is that you have to do. So hopefully that makes sense. So let's go ahead and see what else we get here. We have imagination. A lot of you are going to get a lot more creative with your time. And I think a lot of you will be sort of visualizing what it is that you want for this next year. And I mean, a lot of us do that around the new year anyway, so it makes sense. I mean, December is absolutely the month where I feel like the majority of people do that, but I'm really just feeling it in this reading, especially looking at this imagination card. It's kind of like drawing up an idea of, what do I want this next year to be like? How do I want to be? What are the goals I'm setting for myself? What am I going to be doing differently? Like, what worked for me this last year versus what didn't, you know? And I feel like it's going to be a time of evaluation, but also a time of like, let's imagine what we can be. Like, what are our potentials here? And we also have victory. Ooh, I love that that card came out for you. So there's a lot of things. I think they're going to be setting goals. Like imagination plus victory, I'm seeing goal setting. Major goal setting happening over here. And I'm also hearing with this victory card that all the things that you need to sort of finish and complete during the month of December, you're gonna be victorious at that. Like, you got it. So don't even stress about it. Don't even worry about it. You are safe. You are good. You're gonna get it done. So you're gonna be victorious. Just know that. Then let's go ahead and see any more cards for group 2 for December. That's a lot of cards that we're just trying to come out. Shuffle that some more. Okay. We have self-love. Ooh, I love when that card comes up. So I think you're also going to be a lot more focused on your well-being. Some of you may take some time for some like really good self-care. I'm just seeing a lot of you being a lot more hermitized during the month of December in order to kind of get your life more in order. And in order to kind of work on yourself more. Some of you, I just heard the word therapy. Some of you may be kind of like doing things that feel healing to you, or actually going to actual therapy in order to work on yourself and your self-love. Whether that be like literal like therapy in general, or therapies such as like listening to healing music, or watching videos on self-improvement or self-development. Like, there's some sort of like therapies here where, yeah, you're either reading, you know, lots of self-development, or watching videos that are healing, or listening to things that are healing, or doing therapy sessions. That's something that I just heard in that. Let's go ahead and see what else we get. So group 2, the month of December. We have the power card coming up for you, which is so interesting because that one came up for the last group as well. And then we also have transmute. So, ooh, you are catching up on stuff big time because the worker bee coming up for you. Yeah, you are really starting to, there's a motivation here of like, let's get stuff done. And you're transmuting old things into something that really works for you as well. Some of you may be even doing some sort of restoration on your life. Some of you may be like, I want to restore this thing. Or there could be certain things that you've been putting off, such as like taking care of your plants, or, you know, taking proper care of your home, or things like that. But I'm hearing the word restoration. This could be restoration of yourself. So doing some self-care that maybe you've been putting off, or restoration of, again, things that you own, items, restoration of things that just needed to get done. But I'm definitely, I'm hearing the word restoration. And I'm also hearing that you're going to be really stepping into your power to where you're no longer scared to be like, no, I can't do that right now. Like, no, like I'm really seeing you setting boundaries. Really healthy boundaries in your life that are going to pay off big time when it comes to the things that you're needing to get done. So definitely boundary setting is coming up here as well. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into our Astro dice. We're going to be rolling these twice. I have 2 dice here with me today. So we're going to be rolling them twice in order to get the top 4 zodiac signs that are most likely going to be the most prominent in your life during the month of December. This could also even be a reflection of your own zodiac signs as well. So let's go ahead and see what we get for you. We have Cancer and Capricorn as the first 2 most prominent zodiac signs. And then we also have Aries and Aries. We're also going to roll this one more time to get one more zodiac sign. So Aries and Taurus. Aries and Taurus and Cancer and Capricorn are the top 4 most likely zodiac signs that are going to be in your life during the month of December. That could be somebody's sun, moon, or rising, or again, even a reflection of your own. Now, to end off this reading, we're going to be going into our spiritual advice cards, just to get any last info for your month of December. So let's see. We have the card here of learn. Oops, I almost like knocked over my camera just now. So learn, take a lesson from the owls, deeply observe the night, and you'll become a little wiser in the day. So when we deeply observe the night, that is symbolic of observing our subconscious mind. So what are our subconscious habits and patterns that keep coming up that maybe stop us from achieving our goals? I think you're going to be doing a lot of self-reflection in the month of December and learning a lot about yourself and what has maybe stopped you in the past from achieving what it is that you desire. So is it a subconscious program? Is it old subconscious habits? Is it, you know, kind of talking yourself out of something because we talk down to ourselves a lot or we doubt ourselves? So I think you're going to be learning a lot about yourself in this next month, and it's going to help you so much moving forward when it comes to your goals and other things that you're wanting to reach. And we also have humility. Flowers are unaware of each other's beauty. They bloom regardless. Ooh. Let me read that one more time. Flowers are unaware of each other's beauty. They bloom regardless. Okay? This is about that self-love once again, and not comparing yourself. There's an energy here of not comparing. I think one of the bigger themes that'll come up for you during the month of December that deals a lot with the self-love will be, you know, seeing your worth more, seeing your own beauty and blooming regardless, no longer comparing yourself so much to other people, realizing that you're your own person, you're unique, and you offer something completely wildly different. So there's not even a point to comparing yourself to anybody, okay? We also have renew. Nature continuously renews itself year after year. Ooh, and then we're talking about kind of the new year, about how you're about to kind of renew yourself and make some big changes as well. So this makes sense. Nature continuously renews itself year after year. This is your renewal. This is you entering the new year, focusing on you. But not, again, not in a selfish way, but in a way of where we're like, you know what, I'm living life for me, so let me kind of create the life that I love to live, right? So there's a sense of renewal happening here where I think you're going to be doing a lot of changes during the month of December. So that is what we have for you, my beautiful group number 2s. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future, because I'd love to have you there. And hopefully I see you in my next one. Bye. All right, so group number 3, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your December prediction. So let's get right into it. All right, so group 3, we have the Key of Life and the Goddess of 10,000 Names as the first couple cards that came out for you. So with these 2 different cards, the month of December for you is going to be hugely about finding yourself and finding your purpose. The Key of Life is sort of getting answers that you've been looking for. This could be literally receiving new keys of some kind. There's new keys coming into your life, whether that be metaphorical keys or physical, actual, real keys to something. So that could be very significant during your month of December. There's new keys coming into your life. I do believe that this is also talking about answers that you've been seeking. So a key to something, like, ooh, this is your key to the next doorway. You could be opening up a new door in your life during the month of December. And what I'm seeing is this is all leading up to you finding yourself, finding out more about who you are, finding more of your direction. As you can look at this kind of one goddess here, the goddess of 10,000 names, she's looking off in many directions, right? She's going off in so many different areas. What I feel for you for the month of December, you're going to be on a self-discovery journey, and there could be like new information opening up to you that you're like, ooh, I want to explore this, I want to explore that. And it's going to be really helping you kind of figure out more about who you are, figuring out more about what it is that you're interested in. And if you felt kind of like lost or confused, if you felt sort of scattered, because this energy can also be very much like a scattered energy, I feel like you're going to be much less scattered by the end of December. But at the same time, you're realizing that you're so multifaceted and there's so many more things to discover in this world. And I think one of the biggest realizations for you is realizing that you're not just going to define yourself by one thing. You're never going to be defined by one word. for example. A lot of the times us as humans, we love to define things, right? Like this plant, this is an orchid plant, right? We're defining it. It's so simple. We like to make things simple. But the thing is you're realizing that you're such a complex being, but in a good way. You don't need to be overwhelmed by that, right? So you are going to have many interests. There are going to be things that call out to you from many different directions. But then how do we find ourselves? Well, that's the beauty of it, is we get to create ourselves. So if there's multiple different directions that are really calling for you, I think the month of December is realizing like, ooh, yes, there's all these different things that call to me, but you know, I get to choose and I get to create which one I actually fully pay attention to and cultivate, right? You get to choose which direction you want to go down. And I really think that you are going to be exploring many more different interests, and you're going to be exploring a lot more of yourself during this next month. And I think it's going to be a very creative and exciting month for you, because you're going to be able to really start to explore kind of new things. You're on a new journey basically, and you're going to be trying out different keys, seeing kind of what fits for you. I think that a lot of you are ready for a new direction in your life, and you're really going to be exploring like what key fits, what destination feels correct for me. And yeah, this could literally be like literal for some of you. Some of you are wondering like, ooh, where do I want to live? What's the matching key? Like what home is meant for me, or what car is meant for me? Like some of you may be literally asking in that type of literal sense. But some of you, this could be more like metaphorical of finding your new direction in life, for example. So I think the month of December is going to be very interesting for my group 3s, that's for sure, because you're definitely trying out some like new keys here, and you're getting the answers that you've been seeking, and you're figuring out more about who you are, and you're realizing that you have many more options than you once thought, but in a good way, because you now get to sort of pick and choose and create what it is that you truly desire in your life. The next card that we have is the Queen of Wands, and we also have the Ace of Cups being reversed. Some of you, there's been like a feeling of a lack of full fulfillment in your life. And many of you are on a journey to kind of seek out what will like truly fulfill me down the road. Like what do I want that's going to be truly fulfilling to me? And this is honestly going to unlock a lot more inspiration for you. I'm seeing that this is about following what is most inspiring to you. What makes you feel the best? The Queen of Wands, she is so fun, flirtatious, explorative, spontaneous. Like there's so many great aspects to the Queen of Wands. And since this card is coming up for you, I feel like a lot of you are kind of stepping into more of like an inspired place in the month of December. And even though you may feel like there's something missing, or maybe there's a lack of fulfillment in your life currently, that's actually the beauty of it, because once we're fully fulfilled, sure, it's a great feeling, but in order to be human, we always need to be growing, right? Because that's what feels good to us. So there's always going to be that feeling of needing to grow. And that's fine, right? That's what makes us move forward. That's what gives us momentum. That's what gives us life. And I feel like you're realizing that, hey, if I feel like there's more that I want out of life, that's like the life energy. That's where we get inspired, and that's where we can go, well, what do I want to create, right? And the month of December is realizing the beauty in where you currently are, and realizing kind of the beauty of all the different options that you have in front of you. I think you're realizing you have more options than you previously thought. And some of you may be confused because you're like, okay, but what direction is going to lead to my success? What direction is going to lead to my fulfillment? And the truth is that all those directions do. It just depends on how you act and how you walk within that direction. You know, if you walk very timidly and very slow, it's going to take you a long time to reach the destination. Versus if you walk with confidence and you're like, yes, this path, I'm going to get to the end of this. This is going to be beautiful. It's going to lead me to a beautiful oasis. Then it will. You know, it depends how we walk down that path, right? Because one of the paths You know, if we're walking down it with a very optimistic mindset of like, yes, the ending is going to be so worth it, we're going to be like skipping for joy through that entire journey. It's going to feel like a fulfilling journey. And when we get to the destination, we're going to get to it a lot faster and quicker, and it's going to feel amazing. Versus if we walk timidly and we're like, oh, but what if I don't make it? Or did I choose the wrong path? Should I go down a different one? Like, then we're just going to get lost and confused, because then we're going to be like, should I walk off the path to a different one? Should I go like this? Should I do that? I don't know. And we're not going to be moving very fast. We're almost going to feel like we're never reaching our destination, but it's because of how we're walking through it. And so for you, for the month of December, I'm really seeing you accumulating a lot more kind of energy and inspiration. I'm seeing you unlocking a new door and sort of being more open to more options in your life. Some of you may deliberately actually make some big decisions of like changing directions in your life in some way. Some of you may be contemplating like, maybe I do want to shift something in the new year. And I feel like a lot of you that chose this group, and I know a lot of people like make big shifts around the end of a year going into the new year. A lot of people make new goals, new shifts. For you though, I'm feeling like you're actually going to be really sort of accepting that you desire to make a pretty big shift in the next year. I think a lot of you are feeling a new identity wanting to kind of emerge within you. A lot of you are feeling like a new identity, like literally a new life. Some of you are like, I want to give life to this new identity that's coming up, but it's going to require you to make a big decision and a big shift in the new year. And a lot of you are preparing for that because there is something that you don't feel fulfilled in anymore. Maybe it's a career that you don't feel fulfilled in anymore. Maybe it's like your current home that you live in, or whatever you're going to school for right now, or whatever this is. There's something that's not bringing you the full amount of fulfillment. And I really think a lot of you are going to be making big decisions of like, you know what? I think I want to explore something else. So what is it that I want to explore? And a lot of you are going to be asking that question, and answers are going to be coming to you in the month of December to that question of who am I? What do I want next? Then we have the Ace of Pentacles coming up, and I love that that's our next card because the fact that we have two aces here, there's something that's not bringing fulfillment, but then there is something that does promise fulfillment here. So you're going to be sort of finding that answer and unlocking that treasure chest. It's so interesting that we literally have a lock on here, and we're talking about the key in this card. You're getting the key to a new foundation. You're getting the key to a new idea. You're getting the key to a new opportunity that you get to grow and explore over this next year. And I think it's only going to take you around 6 months to fully develop this new idea and to fully step into it. But over the next 6 months, and I know we're getting outside of the realm of December now, but over the next 6 months, I really think you're going to be developing a new foundation for yourself, and it's going to feel really exciting to you. It's going to bring back passion in your life, and all of a sudden you're going to notice that your cup is being filled once again rather than emptied and drained. We also have the Six of Cups here, and this one deals about like our past and also feeling worthy and being able to dream bigger. This one can deal with children in some aspect, shape, or form, or even the past, or being able to kind of dream like a child again. Being able to view the world as like your oyster. Like, oh, I want to be an astronaut, or oh, I want to be this or that. Like, this is about being able to dream bigger and realize that you can still have that childlike imagination now. And a lot of you are sort of opening that back up. You're opening up that can of worms of being like, you know, let's start dreaming like a child again. And the Six of Cups can also talk about something from your past. So some of you may be kind of letting go of something from your past, or even reawakening an old inspiration from the past. This card can also talk about people from your past coming back into your life. So there could be people that you're reconnecting with from your past in some way, shape, or form. There could be somebody from your past kind of coming back into your life. This could be like an old friend that maybe you haven't talked to in a really long time, or like something like this. But I really think that you may be connecting to a person from your past or from your childhood. Then we also have the Knight of Pentacles being reversed as well. When this card comes up reversed, it can indicate that we are creating a more detailed plan in order to move forward. We're kind of sorting out the details. So because of this new direction that you're going in, there could be a lot to kind of shift and change and sort out. And it looks like the month of December is going to be about shifting that and sorting out those bigger kind of things that need to be dealt with before we can fully kind of embrace a new direction. But a lot of you are planning for a new direction. And also, again, connecting to somebody from your past is also a very high likelihood as well with that Six of Cups coming up. So let's go ahead and see what else we get for my beautiful group threes. For December, we have change coming up, which I'm not even surprised. There's definitely a change in the wind for a lot of you, and you've been feeling like it's time to make a change. Let's see what else we get here. We have inner conflict. So some of you have probably been going through some like possible internal conflict where you're maybe questioning yourself or questioning your direction in life. And this is possibly like, you know, wondering, you know, should I leave behind what I've already built up? Like, why would I leave that behind? Or why would I make this shift or change? Like, this is going to disrupt so many different things. And the truth is like change always causes disruption. But at the same time, change is also beautiful because it allows us to grow more. When we've reached a plateau, or when we've reached kind of like, you know, like the threshold of as much as we can grow in our current area, sometimes we need to make changes in order to move to a new realm that we can then master that. You know, you've climbed to the peak of your current mountain. So it's time to maybe explore how we can shift and change certain things in order to continue rising higher. Maybe that's finding a new mountain, or maybe that's realizing like, oh, we need to get to a different peak here. So I do think that there is change that you're going to be sort of facing and overcoming sort of inner conflict around this change. So with that being said, let's get into our next few cards here. I definitely think December is about kind of healing the inner conflict that you may have around certain changes in your life. We also have health coming up. So a lot of you, I think you're going to be focused more on your health. You're possibly even making new kind of decisions or goals or plans around your health for the new year. And again, we all make like, you know, bigger sort of choices for ourselves around the new year because it kind of symbolizes a fresh beginning. And whenever we're going into a fresh beginning, we tend to make new goals for ourselves. And I think that one of your goals is definitely going to be around your health and well-being. Some of you are wanting to get more flexible in your mental health. Some of you are wanting to get more healthy when it comes to your physical well-being as well. I'm definitely seeing mental and physical health going on here in this card. So some of you also want more freedom to kind of stretch past beyond certain barriers and limitations that you have on yourself right now, especially mentally. You're wanting more freedom mentally and more freedom physically. So that's going to be something I think that you're focused on. You're focused on your mental, spiritual, and emotional and physical health during December and making new goals for that for the new year. We also have the card of sensuality coming up as well. I think a lot of you are wanting to live like a more kind of sensual life. One that feels good, one that you're in your emotions and your feelings, but it feels amazing to sit within your emotions and feelings because they feel so good, right? That's that sensuality. It's your senses, they're heightened. I think a lot of you are going to be focused on how you can make moments more pleasurable for yourself, how you can make life more fun, what you can do, the things that you can maybe change in your life to make life more interesting and more exciting and more sensual, more pleasing to your senses. I feel like that's going to be a big theme during the month of December. Like, how can we make each day more pleasurable? How can we make our moments and our career and our other sort of things more pleasurable? So let's go ahead and get into our next deck of cards here. This one did not shuffle that one properly at all. Let's try again. Round 2. Okay. Let's see. What other info do we have for group number 3 for December? All right, so we have these 2 cards. We have the Warrior. The Warrior can talk about cutting away certain things in your life that are no longer serving you. And it can also talk about a more intense determination and more intense willpower. This can also symbolize going into a new beginning, especially because we have the ram horns, which symbolizes the Aries energy, which is very much Mars. This is very connected to the warrior, Mars, Aries energy, which symbolizes going into a new beginning, but it also symbolizes speaking your mind, becoming a warrior for what it is that you believe in, becoming a warrior for what it is that you desire, and not being afraid to be honest and to cut certain things out of your life, to create certain boundaries in your life as well. That is that warrior energy. So a lot of you are going to be doing a lot of that kind of work during the month of December, really starting to stand up for yourself, what it is that you desire and what it is that you want. Then we also have the observer. A lot of you, I think, are going to be creating a new vision for your future. I think also some of you are going to be sort of observing maybe what it is, things that are similar to what you want. I think you're going to be sort of seeing and getting inspired visually by certain things. So there could be certain things visually that you see online or within TV or within, I don't know, something that you're beginning to maybe observe. I'm also seeing that some of you are going to create a dream board, like a vision board, dream board around the end of December. This observer card is really telling me that as well. Some of you are going to get inspired to do that, to kind of create a vision board or a dream board for the next year, and sort of weaving that together, weaving a new vision, getting ready to kind of like take that off and observing how you can spread your wings in that new direction. So that is basically what we have there. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our astro dice and we're going to roll these twice in order to get the top four most prominent zodiac signs in your life during the month of December. So let's see who is going to be the most prominent for you. This could be somebody's sun, moon, or rising, or even a reflection of your own. I'm stuttering right now. My apologies. We have Aquarius and Aries coming up. So those are two of the most prominent zodiac signs. Let's roll these one more time. And we also have Gemini and Virgo here. So those are going to be the top four most likely zodiac signs in your life during the month of December. This could even be a reflection of your own zodiac signs as well, sun, moon, or rising. So that is what we have there. Now let's get into our last oracle cards of the day to get some last spiritual advice for your month of December. So group 3, any last info for group 3 for the month of December? Ooh, interesting. We had forbearance and opportunities come up for another group as well. Then we also have cleanse here. So wash your weary spirit clean and take a walk in the wooded glades. So now is a time for refreshing, cleansing all of that old stuff, literally cutting certain things out of your life. And this could be doing things for your health, like cutting out a certain habit for your health, setting certain boundaries around your health. So that could be very much connected to that cleanse. Some of you may even be doing like a diet cleanse as well. We also have opportunities, unfurl like a fern even without warm sunlight. So it's about you creating your own opportunities rather than waiting for an opportunity to come to you. This is about creating those opportunities. Unfurl like a fern even without warm sunlight, not waiting for the right time, not waiting for the perfect moment. This is about creating the perfect moment and doing it right now. We also have forbearance. So do not be deterred by the thorn amidst the roses. Ooh, baby. So yes, I mean, this card deals with not letting the sort of small fears get in the way of the bigger picture. Don't be deterred about maybe the, other nuances that we have to deal with. Every rose has its thorn. Every dream has its challenges. But if we get deterred by them, we're never going to make it anywhere. We're never going to get to smell that rose or hold that rose, right? The only way to do that is to not get deterred by the thorn amidst the roses. Every dream, every goal, Every choice will come with its own set of challenges, but we need not be deterred by them, otherwise we will never get to experience them. So that is your spiritual advice for the month of December, my beautiful group number 3s. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up for me. Hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future, because I'd love to have you there. And hopefully I see you in my next one. Bye. All right, so group number 4, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading for the month of December. So let's get right into it. All right, group 4. I had to take a momentary break there. They're doing construction in the neighborhood that I live in, and it was super loud, but we are back and we are ready. So let's get into your December reading. So we have the Temple of Carnelian and proper burial for freedom. A huge thing that I am seeing for you in the month of December is like this burst of power that is about to come out of you. That's almost been like ruminating in you for a while, and it's like you've been wanting to like burst out into more freedom, to feel more yourself, but it seems like there was maybe some limitations, some barriers, or some fears that were maybe around stepping into your power that you're going to be overcoming in the month of December. So this is about to be a big month for you. The Temple of Carnelian, this card, like carnelian is all about the stone of passion and the stone of unlocking your drive and your willpower and more life force energy. Like it's the stone that really like pumps blood through your body. And I'd almost say it relates a lot to the planet Mars. So it's like the very action, passion oriented kind of energy. So it seems like you are kind of stepping into that, and there may even be something that has been really calling your attention lately, or at least will be calling your attention during the month of December that really maybe inspires you or motivates you or makes you desire to kind of get out there and make stuff happen. So there's a lot of like life force energy that really wants to come out of you. And then proper burial for freedom. I feel like these two are so connected together because it seems like there's been some sort of limitation around your freedom or around like the feeling of being free. So this could be like a fear that's maybe been holding you back, or it could be a certain person, place, or thing that makes you feel kind of more confined or stuck or kind of closed off. And it seems like the month of December is about putting that to rest, putting those things to rest so that you can feel more free. Proper burial for freedom. You're literally putting something to rest in the month of December. And it's interesting because, you know, December is the last month of the year. And around the new year, that's when we all want to burst out into our new selves. It's the kind of symbolic of starting a new cycle or a new chapter. And a lot of us feel like, you know, really pushing through on certain goals at the end of the year. And a lot of us really feel like we want to prepare for a fresh start. And it looks like that's exactly what you are going to be doing in the month of September, because you're putting things to rest that have been really standing in the way of your freedom. And you're really ending old patterns, ending old cycles. And there could even be something where there is a major ending happening. This could be a major ending with a relationship. This could be a major ending with a certain habit or pattern that you have. This could be the ending of people pleasing. This could be the ending of letting fears dictate or control your life, right? So there's all sorts of different kind of ways that we can interpret this, or different ways that it could apply to your life. So you're kind of going to have to maybe decipher what's most relevant for you. Like, what do you feel is stopping your ultimate freedom? What do you feel is maybe stopping you from feeling the most free? What kind of restriction is this? And it looks like you are finding ways of putting that to rest. You're finding ways of overcoming that and not allowing it to kind of take over your life anymore. So group 4. Powerful reading to start us off. The next two cards that we have is the Ace of Wands being reversed next to the Knight of Wands. Like, ooh, so much fire energy here. Like, wow, it's so interesting because the Temple of Carnelian is also very fire related, because carnelian, it is a red stone, and then also it kind of has that connection to Mars, which is also a very kind of planet that's related to fire with its association to Aries. Proper burial for freedom. This is reminding me again of that Mars energy, but instead it's the Aries and Scorpio side of Mars, which can also talk about the burial for freedom, like the shift and the change, which is kind of that scorpionic Scorpio energy, which is such a powerful transformative energy. Like, ooh, so much Mars energy for you happening. Like, I'm so curious if in your chart or something like that, you're having a lot of like Mars kind of aspects happening. But anyway, the Ace of Wands being reversed here. A lot of you have maybe felt like you couldn't take action on something, or a lot of you felt like you couldn't start a new beginning because something's been maybe standing in your way or holding you back. But let me tell you, the month of December, it looks like you're really stepping into your power. And that's sort of what I was even sort of touching on in the beginning of this reading, was you stepping into your power. And the Knight of Wands next to the Ace of Wands being reversed, this is you stepping into your power. So before, this wand was reversed and sort of, you know, we couldn't really grasp it. And then look at, he's just like, you know what? I'm taking control over this. I'm no longer letting this situation control me. Beforehand, we were letting the situation control us. But this is like you grabbing hold of your destiny right here. This is you being like, I have a vision for my future, and I'm no longer just going to allow my future to sort of take place how it wants to. I'm going to like create my future. I'm going to grab hold of this so that I can create the future that I desire. That is what this is about here. So this is what you are about to be doing in the month of December. I think honestly, group 4, you're about to have a powerful, powerful month of December. Like, whew, you're stepping into your temple of power, which is within you. It's in your body, right? You're stepping into that. And you are literally putting to rest all of those things that were in your way, and literally just grabbing hold of your life. Mars can sometimes indicate, like this Mars energy, this fire energy, can sometimes indicate that there's maybe certain conflicts that we have to face, or maybe we have to be a little bit more assertive with certain people or certain things. We have to just really like lay things out on the line, be like, this is it. That is all. This is what's happening, you know? And we also have to not fear confrontation, not fear what other people may think of us. That's a big kind of theme that I'm feeling in here, is like not letting the thoughts or opinions of other people stop you from moving forward in the direction that you desire to move forward in. That's a huge theme that I'm seeing coming up here for my beautiful group 4s. The next 2 cards that we have 8 of Wands being reversed next to Justice. Ooh. Okay, so the 8 of Wands being reversed can indicate that we feel like we have some headwind on us. Like we might feel like, ooh, like maybe we have felt a little bit of resistance when we try to push past limitations, but I really feel like the month of the month of December, you are really embodying that Mars energy, and you are going to push past any headwind that used to kind of deter you before. It does seem like, you know, you were up against a little bit of a hurdle or challenge, and this could have been like, you know, a limiting belief or a fear or something like this, you know. It could take all different forms, and that has felt like that headwind for you. But look at the Knight of Wands. He is facing this headwind, and he's like, I'm going there. Like, I'm going into it because I'm powerful enough to get through it. I'm powerful enough to overcome this and become the best, because you're focused on your freedom. And let me tell you, your freedom exists on the other side of this headwind. And you're really not giving up here. You're like, okay, let's go. And then this Justice card is about putting up strong boundaries in your life. No longer, you know, letting people walk all over you. No longer letting your limitations stop you. This is about being honest and truthful as well. So there could be something where you need to bring justice to a situation. You know, maybe we need to be like fair about something. We need to be like, you know what? This is how I feel about this. Let's rebalance these scales so that I can begin moving forward. And And I really feel like you're leaving behind your past. You're really closing out an old door and putting up boundaries to that and bringing justice and closure. Justice can actually talk about closure. You're bringing closure to an old situation that is ready to be closed out. Like you're ready to close out an old chapter, truly. Justice can also talk about signing contracts, deeds. It can talk about legal matters. It can talk about figuring out how to justify a situation, how to be just and correct, like how to sort out a situation and have it work out in the best possible ways for both parties involved, or even just justifying your own reasons for certain things. So you could also be justifying yourself, but in a healthy way because it is upright. So it's like you're taking the actual facts into consideration. You're like, I am justified for doing what I want. I deserve to do what I want, and I'm just for it. You know, you are completely just in your decisions. So justice can talk about that decision that you're making, and I really think that you are making a very important decision during the month of December, and you are correct for, you know, like desiring to open up a new door and close out an old chapter. You are just for that. Okay, so yes, lots of shifts happening in a very powerful way. Whew, I love it. Group number 4. What a powerful month of December you're about to have. It is going to shift you in really beautiful ways too, by the way. What I'm like really feeling from this reading is this is going to allow you more freedom in your life, and it's going to restore your life force energy with the carnelian card. This is going to restore your energy, your zest for life. This is going to restore your passion. It's going to be beautiful in all aspects. So let's go ahead and see what else we get for my group 4s for the month of December. I'm also feeling like July of next year is going to be an important month for you as well. Definitely getting July of next year. There could be a lot of fire energy in your life, fire sign energy. Also Libra with that justice card, but then we also have so much fire sign energy here, which is Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. So let's go ahead and see the other cards that we have. We have self-worth. Ooh, that is powerful for coming up for you. Like, I think you're going to be working a lot on your self-worth, like what you're worthy of and what you deserve during the month of December, because you're realizing like you don't deserve to be walked all over, nor do you deserve to like put all your dreams on hold in order to please somebody else, right? Like we need more self-respect, and I feel like you're building up more self-respect, literally more self-respect. This justice card, you were building up more self-respect during the month of December. So let's go ahead and see what else we get for group 4 for the month of December. I think, I'm getting a message from Spirit for a lot of you of, Spirit wants you to know how worthy you are of so much more than what you're currently like settling for or what you're currently sort of allowing in your life. Spirit wants you to up-level your worth because it's going to open a new door for you. This is what I'm seeing right now, okay? Like, that's probably why another card hasn't come out yet, because I'm just getting this whole other visual that I need to share with you. So imagine that you're right here, okay? You're like ground level. But then imagine there's another thing that's like this high up off the ground. I know from this perspective, it's probably not showing up very well on camera, but let's say that there's a thing that's this high up off the ground and you're right here right now. Your self-worth, once you heighten your self-worth, there's actually a door for you, like an opportunity for you that's sitting up here. And it's so much more in alignment with you, but because of your self-worth, you're down here and you can't really reach that or even see that opportunity because it's out of sight, out of reach. As you work on your self-worth this December, next year, if you can build yourself this high, going into the new year, you're gonna unlock a new pathway and a new door. And don't worry about being late to this, like that door is always going to exist there. But the faster that you work on your self-worth and really start to work internally on yourself, you're going to up level to that height, and you're going to reach a new opportunity or a new door for yourself. Like it's going to be a really beautiful door that you walk through. And I'm hearing the month of July is going to be a significant month for this door opening. Like you could have, for example, you may discover this opportunity within the month of December if you work on all of your stuff. But July is going to be an important month for a lot of you regarding this new kind of doorway opening. And I think all of you will reach it by the month of July next year, at the very least. And then the month of July is going to be significant in regards to this new kind of doorway opening. And it's going to be slightly different for each of you watching this. So I can't really say exactly what this door is, but what I can tell you is that it's a new opportunity that's much more in alignment with what you're truly worth, which is a lot more than what you're currently accepting in your life right now. So keep that in mind. There's something that's so much more meant for you, that's on your level. And July will be, again, a significant month for that. Like July 2023 is going to be a significant month for that in the next year. So then the next card we have is Jade Mountain. There's something where there's a situation that may have caused you to get kind of jaded about. This could be jaded thoughts towards yourself. This could be jaded thoughts towards another person. This could be jaded thoughts towards the world and kind of society and how things have worked out for you thus far. But there's something that maybe you've gotten a little bit jaded about or even had some resentment towards. The month of December is about healing this, and it's about bringing closure to this. The month of December is massively about facing the headwinds so that you can get closure on this and so that it no longer has to affect you in the new year. Spirit doesn't want you to have to begin the new year with this still hanging on, with this baggage. Spirit is like, we don't want you to go into the new year with this baggage. Like, let's figure it out now. And so the month of December, I think, is really this peak point of where we're meant to kind of sift through this and get over this, so that we can start off the new year with a completely brand new energy, so that you can feel so much more worthy, so that you can open up and unlock this kind of new doorway that's meant for you to open up. Okay? So, yeah, this is majorly about kind of letting go of old emotions and letting go of any situations that need to be closed out of your life. Okay? So, next card, we have Flame of Inspiration coming up. So much fire energy for you. Group 4, like what is going on over here? So much fire energy. Again, we have this Mars, fiery, Flame of Inspiration. You're literally gaining more inspiration in the month of December, but your inspiration is heavily going to come through the action that you take, and especially the action that you take towards overcoming the things that have been draining you and stealing your energy and closing out the chapters of the things that have been stopping you from your ultimate freedom. Once you bury those things that have been, literally taking away your freedom, once you let it go and you're just like, I'm done with that, your flame for life, your zest for life, your inspiration is going to come back tenfold. Like, oh my goodness, I wish I could show you the emotion that I'm feeling around this. It's really intense, but in a good way. But anyway, the next card we have is change. So there will be lots of change coming for you in the month of December. And I also feel like you're going to deliberately be like, you know what, there's some things in my life I desire to very much deeply change. There's parts about yourself and parts about your life that you are deeply desiring to change. And I feel like you're going to be planning those things out. And I feel like you're going to get a lot of inspiration around those things. And it's going to heavily come through letting go of this kind of jaded sort of past, and closing out that door that has been causing that. So let's go ahead and see what else we get for my group 4s. Group 4 December. Group 4 December. Let's see, group for December. Ooh, we've been getting a lot of cards for this group. We've been getting more cards for group 4 than any other group. But let's just go with it. We have psychic protection. So a huge thing for you in the month of December is going to be about protecting your energy. No longer letting people, places, things, or thoughts drain you the way that they have before in the past. A massive thing for you is going to be about protecting your energy. No longer letting other people project onto you. No longer letting your own thoughts be such a detriment to you mentally and physically and spiritually and emotionally. Right? This is really like, you're going to start protecting your energy. You're going to start laying down the law, justice. You're going to start laying down new boundaries, new laws, new rules in your life in order to protect yourself. You're going to be shielding yourself from negative energies. You're going to begin focusing on how can I protect myself moving forward. And even this Knight of Wands has a shield right here. Like, you're going to be shielding yourself from a lot, and it's going to benefit you in a very, very positive and good way. So let's see. We also have creativity coming up. So we have the inspiration and creativity. Both of these cards together, this is an amazing energy that we have for the month of December. Like, you're really going to be unlocking more of your passion, which makes sense. I mean, carnelian was all about that as well. Then we also have new beginnings. I'm not even surprised that we're getting that card. The number 44, if you have been seeing 33 or 44 around a lot, these are signs that you're on the right path, okay? These are signs that your creativity and your inspiration is coming back. And then the 4s are all about laying out a new foundation. So group 4. Oh, it's interesting. You're also group 4. So 4s and 3s, that's going to be a very common number for you for the month of December. So keep that in mind. 3s and 4s, those are going to be kind of significant numbers for you. We also have harmony coming up. So this is about you getting back into harmony with yourself. This is about you getting back into harmony with your life and what you desire rather than living in dissonance. And we have 2 more cards here. Cards. We have organization. A lot of you are getting back into your routine, your schedule. Some of you may even want to organize your life better and have like a new beginning and more harmony, and literally like physically organize your belongings or your office or, you know, your drawers, your closet, your bedroom, your home, anything, right? Like, I think a lot of you are gonna get into an inspiring mood to sort of like cleanse your space and what you own. This could also be organizing your schedule more so that you know exactly what is it you need to do every day rather than kind of being scattered. A lot of you, I think some of you may even be buying a planner and getting into planning. Some of you may even like start using like internet calendars to help you plan. I'm just seeing like getting more organized and ready for the new year is going to be a theme for you as well, which is, again, what a lot of people do around the new year, but for you, that's kind of the theme that's coming up for your particular kind of new year stuff. Then we also have magical powers coming up. This is Phoenix rising through the ashes. So if you felt, oh, in the ashes, that's like the fire. Ooh, this is again, Mars energy. That's so interesting. And Scorpio, by the way. This is literally Mars and Scorpio, which is why, Aries and Scorpio, which is that Mars energy. Both of those fit into Mars. So interesting. Phoenix rising through the ashes. A lot of you are going through a major transformation. And if it's felt like things have been maybe, oh, there's something, you know, I'm getting an image where there's something that's kind of like ready to be buried or burnt out of your life. That's the words that I'm hearing, and it's going to open up literally a new opportunity for you. Ooh, it's going to set you free. I'm getting goosebumps right now, actually. Okay, this is all metaphorical, by the way, but like, there's something in your life that once you kind of burn it to the ground and you're done with it, it is going to allow you to reawaken. There's going to be a spark that comes from that flame. Don't fear ending something in your life that needs to be ended. whether it be a habit, pattern, relationship, career, something. There's something in your life that, and you'll know what it is for you. It'll make sense for you. You'll know what it is. But there's something that you've been almost called to just end in your life, to discontinue. And through that, there's going to be a beautiful opportunity growing from that. Also, you're going to have a reset from that. You're going to be literally the phoenix rising through the ashes. So don't fear that change. Don't fear that change. That change is going to serve you very well in the future. Very well, in fact. Like, it's literally going to unlock your ability, your true ability. It's going to unlock some like deeper magic in your life. Like, truly, it's going to unlock literally some deeper magic in your life. So, be on the lookout for that. It's also interesting, we have the 4-2 and the 2-4. That's really correlated as well. So the numerology of that is a 6, which deals with harmony. So that's really interesting. We also have share wisdom. So there could be somebody that you're talking to in the month of December that's going to really kind of help support you with your decision making during the month of December. We also have trust. This is about trusting the process, trusting the outcome, having trust in the universe, trusting yourself and your feelings. Yeah, I definitely think there's going to be somebody that you're really able to confide in during the month of December that's going to really help bring some insight into your situation and really kind of help support you through it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take our Astro Dice. We're going to roll these twice to get the top 4 most likely, most prominent zodiac signs in your life during the month of December. So again, we have 2 of these dice. We're going to get 4 different prominent zodiac signs. Let's see. We have Libra and Leo as your 2 most prominent. Let's get 2 more. Libra, Leo, and Virgo and Sagittarius. Libra, Leo, Virgo, and Sagittarius are the top most common zodiac signs that you're most likely going to see around your life during the month of December. This could be somebody's moon or rising sign. I literally just had lunch. This could be somebody's sun, moon, or rising sign, or even a reflection of your own, okay? And those will be the kind of prominent zodiac signs in your life. Now, let's go ahead and shuffle these cards right here to get any spiritual advice for my group 4s. Any last spiritual advice? We have Journey coming up. We have Path, which very much correlates to Journey. And let's try to get one more here. Journey, Path. And what else for group 4 for December? All right, there's our last one. So Journey says, branch out to new worlds. This is time for you to branch out into new worlds. It's not time for you to stay in the same old, same old. December is about you branching out. And the Path card, wander on the path less traveled. What you find might surprise you. Some of you have been apprehensive to make a shift in your life or to make a change because you haven't yet done that before, and you're kind of like, I don't know what's to come. It's very unknown. So there's been some fear around stepping into that unknown. There's been some fear around starting and embarking on this new journey and maybe closing out this old chapter, because once you do, you're going to be literally on the road less traveled, and there may not be a lot of people around you that have done the same thing. So it may be kind of confusing, and it may be kind of like a little scary, because we're like, I don't know what to expect, nor do I know anybody that also knows what to expect. Like, it's very kind of unknown. But Spirit is saying, wander on the path less traveled. What you find might surprise you, which is reminding me of this Magical Powers card, because the Phoenix rising through the ashes, you may be going through an ash moment where you're closing out an old chapter and it's really like burning away. But at the same time, it's unlocking a brand new thing for you that's way better and more powerful. And the ashes can symbolize that we may have to go through a time where it's like we're really kind of like going through an intense maybe emotion, or an intense encounter or time or whatever. Like there's some sort of intensity around this, but this intensity is going to bring you your wings. This intensity is going to bring you your wings. It's going to teach you literally how to fly. So then we have the night. Find comfort in the night where the world switches off and the stars burn bright. Ooh, the night talks about stepping into the unknown. So I love that this card came up for you, since that's kind of what we were talking about. I'm gonna restart my camera really quick just because it's about to cut out, but I'll be right back. Okay, so on to our last card, the night. This talks about stepping into the unknown. It also talks about the subconscious. So if you're stepping into the unknown and you don't know how to navigate this new world, find comfort in the unknown. Where the world switches off, you know, there might not be anybody around you. It might just be you alone on this new path, but the stars burn bright, which means you're going to be guided through this. You are going to be guided through this. Trust that the universe has a divine path and a divine plan. Look at the stars. The stars can be sort of seen as your goals or your desires, the place that you desire to get to. That's how you can kind of metaphorically symbolize them. And so when you're in the night, which is when you're in the unknown, keep your sight set on the stars. Keep your sight set on that of what you want. Keep your sight set on the outcome that you desire the most. And then that's going to be where you're navigating to. But as soon as you start looking at the fears, as soon as you start looking at like, oh, but I don't know where I am, I don't know where I am, you're going to lose sight of the star. And then the star might be moving because we're in a constantly moving world, and then we're going to lose track of that, and then we're going to feel lost. So if you want to navigate properly through the unknown, Spirit wants you to know, group number 4, keep your eyes and your focus set towards your desire and your goals and the outcome that you desire to create. As long as your focus is there, most of the time you're going to be going in the right direction, and you're going to be creating the outcome that you desire, and you're going to be able to navigate through that beautifully. So that is what we have for you, group number 4 for the month of December. It looks like you're gaining your freedom back and your power, and letting go of an old chapter that was kind of standing in your way a bit. So, whoo! Powerful reading, group number 4. I am wishing you all the best. If you enjoyed this reading, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future, because I'd love to have you there. And hopefully I see you in my next one. Bye.